this week.
And
You know,
the tip you give now might just save someone else's week coming. So let's start a discussion today on the program. We will be talking about um, what's the secret to surviving in Lagos. The secret you have been using, one of those two secrets that you've been using to survive in this Lagos. So we wanted to share them. That's why the phone line is open, and of course, platforms are there for you to drop your comments and your suggestions or whatever hack you're using to survive in Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the discuss this evening on Overt Radio. My name is Akan, and right here, of course, we have uh, Overt News on Instagram, Overt News on Facebook, Overt News NG on X, um, Overt News TV on TikTok, and YouTube Overt Radio. So don't forget to join those conversations. You can also reach us via the phone lines at 0708 070 those are the numbers and of course the channels to which you can drop your comment on social media as we push through on the program. Now let's go on to the discussion. So the discuss and the topic is, what's your secret to surviving in Lagos, ladies and gentlemen? Before I continue, I have someone who's going to join me on this program today. Of course, he's our producer as well here on Overt Radio, and his name is um, Adekunle, right? And Adekunle will be hearing his opinion right here about sharing his own hack, those secrets he has been using to survive Lagos all the way. All right. So, and we have plenty of music as well to play for you on the program as the show goes on. All right. Now, Adekunle, welcome to the program. This is the discuss segment right here on the evening belt. So let's bring you in.
All right, thanks for bringing me in tonight. Good
Okay.
evening, Lagos. Good evening, Nigeria. Happy Independence to every one of us. I greet you all. Ashodumodun ni shawo, Ashodumodun. That is how Yoruba used to say. It's a prayer. It's not a cause. I greet you all. Good evening. Yeah, your question stands. What's the question again?
Yeah, those hack, those secret hacks to surviving in Lagos.
Uh, oh, more. This is one of the toughest questions. Like seriously. Tonight topic will be tough because it's secret to survive in Lagos. There is a lot of secret that you can put in. If I should just say, let me pinpoint on two or one thing: financial survivor. Yeah, what I mean by financial survivor in my home cases. But, not, let me just say it general. In Lagos, you
Mm.
have to learn how to maintain your money, learn how to keep your money, because in Lagos there's a lot of some as in Lagos is very very cost.
Costly. Okay.
Yes, in terms of food, rent, transportation, before you eat, so you have to learn how to maintain, to keep your financial state. So that is number one. Number two, you need to be smart. In Lagos you need to be smart. Èkó kì í sùn rárá. Wọ́n máa ń sọ Èkó gbàgbẹ̀rẹ̀. You are in Lagos, most especially that Oshodi. You are in
Okay.
Lagos and you are going on the street. You are going on the street, maybe your phone just ring and you pick it. Go put in your ear. Hello Shade, I'm on my way coming. Before you look left and right, ó ti lọ. And you will see the person that take it. So Lagos is a very tough state.
All right. You heard from him. Of course, survival in Lagos is very, very tough. Coming in from Adekunle right there. So some of the secret acts um, to surviving in Lagos. What's your opinion? All right, on the program. You can hear your opinion through Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And of course, you can call us on 0708 723 3165. That's the line for you to reach out on, and we will hear your opinion right here. Okay. All right. So, Adekunle, now you made mention of it, money, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so what are those hacks about money that you're using to survive so far, um, in Lagos? Like the money hacks you have, those secrets, that's money secrets that you've been using to survive in Lagos. Can you share them to our
Yeah,
listeners?
there's a lot of way you can learn how to keep the money in order to survive in Lagos. This, let me just break one thing up. Let's
Okay.
assume you want to go to Ikorodu from Ojuelegba. From Ojuelegba. From Ojuelegba, on a normal ground, they used to take a Ikorodu bus, let's say 700 naira to Ikorodu. And then you want to go to Ikorodu, and then you now find a space whereby you have keep 700 naira that you
Okay.
want to use for the transport.
Okay.
And you get there, you find out that transports have changed.
Like the price
The price
has
has
gone up.
changed, has gone up.
Okay.
Let me just say, maybe it has added 300 naira to it, making 1,000 naira, and you budget 700 naira. So in Lagos, you have to be money conscious. You have to know how to
Manage money.
manage yourself, because Lagos is very, Lagos will not tell you that this thing will happen tomorrow. You will just wake up one day, you see that there is another thing going on. So in this Lagos, you have to be wise.
All right, so I'll be sharing some of the acts. One of those how to grind and survive in Lagos, especially for those that don't, those are just trooping into Lagos, and you're relatively very new in Lagos. So I'll be sharing some of those hacks for you, so you can, just note them down somewhere, and then, try and use them. We all know the one coming from Adekunle, and Adekunle just stated that he you have to be money smart. You have to know how to make use of your money. Especially when you're going out, you need to calculate the costs, uh, um, of going out, you know, and take into consideration anything that might, um, all right, take anything into consideration of anything that might, um, make you stranded on the road. All right, are you with me? So that's um that's it, and so it's one of those things. So now, one of the acts, we have plenty acts. I'm going to be sharing some acts for you on how to survive in Lagos. Now, one of those things I'm going to be sharing for you on the program is, um, different. I'm going to give you like seven right here, or okay, let me extend it to nine. Of course, one of those acts in surviving in Lagos, right here. First and foremost, and one of the first thing for you to do in Lagos as a Lagosian and as someone who wakes up every day in Lagos is for you to do what? Is to wake up early. That's one very good thing to do when you're in Lagos. Wake up early. Before Lagos wakes you up, you must wake up, right? And one of the things that would make you wake up very early is considering what? Traffic, right? Yeah, you consider traffic on the road. You never can tell what's going to happen on the road. So the best thing for you is do what? Wake up early and face it square on. All right?
Not only that,
Do you understand?
you also have to be time conscious,
Yes,
because
I was coming to that. I was
okay,
coming to that.
okay, okay.
So now the first step is for you to do what? Wake up. Now, when you wake up, so beating traffic start with beating the alarm clock, right?
Like seriously.
So you have to set the alarm when you're before you go to bed. You set the alarm, so the alarm will be the one to do what? To wake you up. So when you wake up, and then you do all you're supposed to do, prepare, and then you leave your home. That way you're beating traffic already, and your alarm as well, of course, has made you beat traffic. Well, Lagos rewards those that will do what? That rise up early, the early risers. That's who Lagos rewards. All right. So the next one we'll be talking about, another hack, is that always have a plan B. All right, and plan C, and plan D, and plan F. if there is anyone possible. All right. He made mention of transportation while he was talking about that. And for instance, you need to have plan B when it comes to transportation because you never can tell. When you get to the bus stop or when you're headed to a destination around Lagos, perhaps okay, let me throw this light. For instance, you're going from Ikeja to Pangrove, for instance. Now you get to the bus stop at Ikeja, and then you're about to um, leave to Pangrove, right? And now you get to the bus stop, and then they're calling the price. The normal price was okay. You pay 300 naira from Ikeja to Ojota, right? And then when you got to the bus stop and they're telling you the fee is now 500 naira, you don't have a plan B.
You
What
be
are you going to
shocked,
be?
like
You'll be stranded, right?
like seriously.
You'll be shocked and stranded,
And in Lagos,
and nobody cares, right?
nobody cares.
So that's why you must have a plan B. And and another thing is that this plan B should not just rest on plan B, because even when you get to Ojota, it doesn't mean you've gotten to your destination, right? So you might get to Ojota now, and the price also you must be expecting, okay, maybe the price here is 500. Maybe when you get to Ojota, it will remain the same, right?
Yeah, it remains
And
the
now when you now get to Ojota, there's another circumstance that comes in. There are no buses. Do you understand? No bus.
like seriously.
There are no buses for you to board and get to where you are going
Most
to.
especially on Friday night.
All right, and and that's very very disturbing, because at the same time you're trying to beat traffic, at the same time you're trying to beat time, and at the same time time is not your friend. Where you are is not guaranteed, right? Especially when you know the security situation in the country, right? So now these are one of those things that are hacks that you need to do as a Lagosian, right? So what you need to do is you have a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. So the plan B is when you leave your home, you budget like your budget for transportation is like 2,000 naira. Do you understand? So you should do what? You should have an extra budget of like
500 naira.
no, you add an additional 1,000. You understand? You never can tell. So add an additional 1,000 into the 2,000 naira for your transport, because you never can tell. So if, for instance, you get to the bus stop and you're calling it 500 instead of 300.
300.
Now calculate it. The normal way used to be 2,000, right? Now they added 200 naira to the 300, right? Your money is now left with 1,500, right? So if you don't have that plan B or plan C, how are you going to survive? So that's the yardstick, and that's why we're talking about survival levels in Lagos, Nigeria. All right. So now let's go to another one. And we just talked about transportation, right? Now let's talk about another popular one: power supply. Right. Now let's talk about recharging. Right. Now these days we recharge, right? And we do that from our prepaid meters and the likes. And some persons live in houses where they are still in band C. We have band A, band B, band C. So those of them that are using band C and B will not consume so much light, right? Because their hours will be reduced. And for those that are on band A, those are the ones that are really consuming the light and using the light 247. And when they're using this light 22 hours out of 24 hours, you have to pay more, right? So now, if you don't have a plan, do you understand? For prepaid, for subscribing on the prepaid and for you to get light. For instance, now you are staying in a compound where there's no synergy. You understand?
Okay.
There's no cooperation at all.
Okay.
Now, and what you do is perhaps this person doesn't look interested. I have a gen. I'll go and buy fuel rather. Do you understand? I don't care. I don't care what's going on with the light. So I need to go and get fuel and fill up my gen, and I'll on the gen from morning till night, and I don't care about the light. Right? We have tenants like that in a compound. So we have compounds or places where there are no synergy. There's no cooperation at all between the tenants and other tenants that are co-tenants that are living in the compound.
If they are using like one prepaid, like let me just maybe three people are sharing one prepaid.
Yes, yes, for that's an instance. So now you need to have a plan B to survive when it comes to light, right? For and for someone like younger guys, who are working in tech guys, working in tech in the technology industry where working from home is a thing. Do you understand? Now you want to work from home, and light is very essential, right? You have your laptop you're going to work with, and you need light for that laptop, right? So now at that point, that's where your plans has to materialize, because when you it's literally not going to be funny when you are working, and then you know that you are working, all of a sudden your system goes off because there's no light, and you now become stranded. At the office they think something happened, right? They will not even want to know anything that happened. They
Yeah.
just want to know, okay, give us the result because you're working
Yes.
from home, right?
Yes.
So you
Yes.
should have put things in place right from the beginning, right?
I see.
So another instinct to survive in that scenario is that you should have a plan B, and one of the plan Bs is that you must have a standby gen beside,
What about
right?
we that we don't have the
I know a
cash
lot
to
of guys, that don't have the means to get gen, and perhaps they're living in places where.
we only advise them. See, I can't
Okay.
let's be factual.
Okay.
What you want to use your laptop for? You can
Mhm.
also use your phone as well. Okay, and then in a scenario whereby
It's not in all cases. It's not no.
eh,
There are
some-
real jobs
mm,
that you work from home, and laptop is no. I mean, phones
won't be
is
able
not
to-
even an option. You need to. Is a must to use your laptop.
But not all. But not all.
In major cases,
Okay.
that's the way it is. Do you understand? Because you know why the software and this thing you'll be using, the phone cannot use it.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Software, yeah, yeah. I
The
understand.
software, the tools to which you're going to use to work, your mouse, perhaps you're using your headset. You understand?
Yeah, your phone cannot
Your phone
use
cannot
yeah,
use
your
it.
phone
Do you
cannot use
understand?
it,
So you
yes.
have to make use of your
Laptop.
laptop. And moreover, the office you're working in will give you a laptop to work, right?
Yes,
Definitely. So when you bring the laptop home, you need light. You need a plan B. You need a plan A, right?
Buy, I pass my neighbor. That's small generator. And
Or
they are all these MTN. They are also selling all these small inverter battery.
yes, there are inverters, but they are expensive.
No, a small inverter battery that can only charge. Let me just say
Say laptop battery.
laptop, television,
Okay.
and if you want to charge some phones as well.
How sustainable is that? So now the thing is, if you have a plan B, you should have a plan B, and you have any plan B, you have a plan C. That's the deal to survive in Lagos, right? Now the plan B is, okay, you might get a gen,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Another plan C might be that, okay, your neighbor has a gen and you don't have a gen. Now let's do trade by barter, right? You meet your neighbor, bros, I beg, I dey work from home today. I beg, I fit fuel your gen, you understand?
Make I charge.
That's a plan C.
Make I charge for your side, Abi.
Make I use,
Abi, ma tap light.
make I tap light. You
we
understand?
do that for Lagos.
No, you might have a neighbor that can do that for you, right?
Understanding one.
Do you understand? Understanding neighbor. So it's like that.
My
So-
neighbor, hope you dey hear.
The way
I beg. I hope make you just make you understand my situation.
so the way
This
you
is not
plan,
easy, oh.
the way you plan, to survive in Lagos, we have different ways to survive. That's just a plan, right? Plan A, plan B, plan C. We also have plan D, right? Now the plan D is this. Okay, you don't have there's all of these options, no day at all. There's no this option, you don't even have it at all.
No option at
No
all.
option like no gen, no neighbor that has gen,
What
no
would you
inverter.
suggest?
You understand? You're only left with your laptop to work, and light will soon go off. What are you going to do?
Me, I will just carry my laptop go DSTV center. Na there I will take go charge.
Yeah, guy.
DSTV center. Na there I will take go charge.
That's it. That's another
And then there's
idea.
another opportunity.
Yeah.
In Lagos, we have different type of beer parlour. You
No.
can just bust in.
You know what? Now you have to work in a place that is conducive. Do you understand? A place that is you can't start thinking about going to a beer parlor. You can't start thinking about going to a DSTV uh, match
But,
football viewing center.
but why there's no
Do you
phone?
understand? Now, all those places there'll be noise, and you might be working in an organization that will not need noise. Do you understand?
Okay.
So, what do you do in that instance? Do you understand? Don't tell me how you go to Onile where they used to play bets.
Orile.
Onile, eh?
And
Do you understand?
and we don't have money to rent hotel, have you? To go
So,
and lodge.
so the best thing is you look for a shortlet. That's what is trending now. Do you understand? You look for a shortlet where you can pay a particular amount, where there is everything. They'll give you a space. There'll be like an office space. Do you understand? Where there's light for you to charge. The space is so clean and very inviting. You can even turn it at your office. You say it's your office, man. Come on, you can send someone to come and meet you from there if they need your services. Do you understand? So you pay for for that shortlet. They call it shortlet. So you could pay for like use it for like 6 hours in a day or 5 hours in a day. But that's gonna cost you money, isn't it?
Yes, now.
Exactly. So that's the point. So those are different ways of surviving. Do you understand? Now that's where that's one. Now I made mention of that, and then we have acts. We are talking about acts for surviving. In case you're just joining us on the program, and it's getting exciting already. And we just shared one way of surviving, and one of the ways I just talked about was waking up early before Lagos wakes you up. And we also have always having plan B, plan A, plan C, plan D in anything you do. Do you understand? Because anything in Lagos is not guaranteed.
My brother, Lagos where they sleep.
It's not guaranteed, my brother.
Lagos
Now
where
let's
they
talk
sleep.
about another hack: the cash plus transfer plus card issue. Do you understand?
That's
So
a-
never depend on
That's
just
another issue.
never depend on just one. Now let me show you. Let me show you my hack. Do you understand? I have different. If you're watching this now, do you understand? These are hacks, right? How many cards do you see here? When it comes to cash issues, how many cards are you seeing on me? Do you understand? So
Different
those
bank.
are those are survival acts, right? Now these are survival acts. When it comes to surviving in Lagos, you need to have hacks.
Wisdom.
Do you understand?
Wisdom. Don't
So
leave
never
me.
depend on just one act. For instance, now, do you understand? You have cash in your account. Do you understand? And you're trying to do a transfer just to get cash to maybe move from point A to point B in Lagos, or to buy something that is very important to you. And then you now log into your app and you want to do the transfer, and the network is doing nonsense.
There's
Do you
another
understand?
Network.
Mhm.
Lagos network. Especially this MTN and then Wahala.
All right. So and you're trying to okay. So you're trying to get to withdraw cash. Do you understand? And you're getting frustrated already. You don't know how to get this cash done, and the lights and the light. You have been trying, and there's no way to which you can get the cash done. Now, these are payment issues, right? Now you have tried it on your app and it's not going. So what are you going to do? You try another payment option, because there are several payment options. You can use your card. You can do a lot of things with your bank app. But if your bank app is not working, what do? You use your USSD. You right? So in those cases, how do you use your USSD effectively? That's another option, right? Now, using it effectively is that you don't just bank or throw all your eggs in one basket, right? Now that's the idea.
I'm getting it.
So you have to make sure that when you want to do your transfer using your USSD, you're transferring an amount into your another account. Do you understand? You're transferring an amount, and you are ensuring that you have data on your phone. You know, some people want to do transfer now. Bros, I don't have data. Oh, who will help me there? You now start looking for somewhere to share. Please, bros, share me hotspot. Who has that time for you in Lagos? Nobody will have your time. Do you understand? So when you're doing it, you calculate more. You are very, very proactive in
Okay.
your thinking.
Okay.
So now this is it. You tried your bank app. Bank app is giving you issues. Now you want to do USSD. When you are doing your USSD, you calculate the amount that you need for that moment. Do you understand? Pending the time your USSD or your bank app will be back to normal. Do you understand? So you transfer your money from your using your USSD, transfer it into your OP. You do you get that hack? Transfer it into your OP account or your PalmPay account.
First transaction.
You understand? So that from there you now use that app for transaction rather than your bank app, right? Now another hack is this. If you don't have an OP card, or your OP account or PalmPay account, you can use your ATM card to withdraw, right?
Yeah.
That's where your ATM card comes in. So if you are in the middle of a place and all of these options are not there and you have your ATM card with you, that's another option, right? You go to the POS. Okay, madam, please, I want to withdraw. Okay, how much are you withdrawing? You give them your ATM and they withdraw, right? It has saved you a lot because you have your ATM with you. So you are not depending on just the bank app or transferring into your OP account and then getting data to do or to transfer from your OP to this. Do you understand? So if all those options fail, you still have your card here. Right? So you can go to the POS and then use your card. So that's another way of surviving, isn't it? So that's just another way when it comes to money or cash transfers plus card and the likes. So never be caught in those circumstances where your only options to making payment is via the app or via making USSD code, dialing the USSD code. For instance, you want to use GT Bank, you're using star 737. You understand?
Issue, yeah.
So what if USSD is not going, bank app is not going, OPay2 is doing, network. You don't have OPay.
That's why you need
to
have
that's why
ATM.
You have your ATM card,
ATM.
right? I'm not saying it's good to be carrying your ATM card every now and then. Of course, there's cashless policy going on, but that doesn't stop the fact that with your ATM card, it can also save you from embarrassment or from being stranded. And that's another way to survive right here in Lagos.
Yeah,
right?
Also another way to survive in Lagos is that you have to adapt to Lagos culture.
Okay.
Lagos culture. Like in Lagos now, we have different. In Lagos, you have to be smart.
Okay.
You have to be bold, and you have to learn all these basic pidgin. So,
Okay.
like for example, now you just come from Ibadan or one or your town or Abeokuta. You meet yourself in Atoshodi there. You are now doing swear, just walking sluggish on the road.
Yeah, I was coming to that. I was going to that. Now it's in my list actually. All right. Yeah, it's in my list. In my list of how to survive in Lagos. Now I think we should best put that in street smartness.
You get.
Do you understand? Street smartness.
Smart.
You have to be street smart.
Very, very smart.
Do you understand? So you know your roots.
Like
for instance now,
for
instance now, you are going to you're coming from a beggar, right?
Okay.
And you're going to let's say you're going to Yaba, right?
Okay.
And now you are a Lagosian, you're a Lagos boy, you're supposed to know all these bus stops, right?
Like
where they'll call for you,
yes,
where
yes.
where they'll say K2 Yaba, you understand? They'll say Yaba, they'll say Palm Grove. When they are going to that route, you know that route, when they are going to pass Palm Grove, they will pass Obanikoro, they will pass
so before getting to Yaba.
You understand? Before getting to Yaba, so that's the route. They will pass Fadeyi. So all those routes like that, they'll get to Onipan. You understand? They'll get to Ilupeju. Do you understand? So all those routes, they are under Yaba, right? So as a street smart person, and you know that you will not be getting to Yaba, but you're going to Yaba. Do you understand? You now sit down in the bus, Yakata. You understand? And so
all those people when they like to sleep inside boats.
So you're not supposed to sit down in the bus, Yakata, and then or sleep and forget about your journey.
Forget yourself.
Do you understand? So by the time when they get to those bus stop, and you're supposed to drop in a particular bus stop, and you have slept and you're forgetting yourself, that's where survival comes in. What are you going to do at that point?
You get it.
But for me, I hardly sleep when I'm on the road. Do you understand? I'm just talking about people that sleep.
I have one friend. He will trek out.
Okay.
That guy they trek.
You say we trek. But it's not bad to trek. It's healthy.
I know. But
it's very healthy.
It's
very healthy to trek.
Omar Obeyo Kojo said, your leg just shaking like this.
All right, so
Lagos is not easy.
so that's another way to survive. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
so it's best for you to do what, to be on your toes, be proactive when you're on the journey.
On
Do
the
you understand?
journey, yes.
So if you're on the road, you know where you're going. So just stick to where you are going. But at least between here and Yaba is not supposed to take you like 30 minutes. You understand? So when you now sleep and forget between 30 minutes and they take you past Yaba, how are you going to survive?
Hey.
Hmm? So that's the hack. Yes. So before something happens, make something happen. Do you understand? Before anything negative happens, make sure that negative does not happen. Do you understand? So that's the way it is. So another hack is being patient. Do you understand? Like today now I was coming to the studio. Now I got to the bus stop. We are coming on the road, and I paid my fare to the driver. Do you understand? You know, sometimes when you're coming or when you're in the border in Lagos and you are in the traffic, you are in public transport, you're trying to come to the studio.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when you make payment, do you understand? And you need change. There is no change. Driver will tell you, there is no change. That maybe when we get to the bus stop, they will look for change and all the likes. So all of a sudden, perhaps driver now started helping you around. So it happened to me today when I was coming, and I was the one I paid already. So he was supposed to give me a change for the amount I paid. Now I was, as a street smart person and someone who's not just new in Lagos, you're supposed to keep reminding the driver, driver, magba change you, magba change you. You understand those kind of words? Or magba 200 naira change you, magba 300 naira change you. You understand? So I was voicing it.
Not to forget.
I was voicing it from the back. Yes. Driver, I'll do this, I'll collect this. Now, all of a sudden, the driver did not have change before. So I think someone in the bus, now changed him, and there was a little change. He now started dishing out those change to people that needed it in the bus. Now all of a sudden, this person that was just sitting down, he didn't even say anything.
You mean your co-passenger?
Yes. You were just sitting there, he didn't say anything, and that you needed change. So he now passed my own change to the back that I should collect. You now stand up and collect the change. So what are you going to do in that instance?
As a Lagos
man, what are you going to do? As a street smart person.
You get that change now, my
So that's the thing. Do you understand? So survival has so many ways. Do you understand? So that's where patience come in traffic. Because you're in traffic and we're already getting to the destination. You know, so I was on my way to Ojota, so I had to be patient with the guy. And he was older than me. Do you understand? So if I wanted to use that violence mindset, do you understand? Like I'm violent. Do you know, if I want to use that violent mindset to tell him, Oga, bring that money, we start a fight already. And do you understand? It doesn't make sense. So I just had that patience and I allow it slide. At the end of the day, they still found me my change and I left the place. Do you understand? So sometimes patience in traffic as well is a good survival hack. You understand? Street smartness, as you have stated,
yes.
Is also a survival hack. Do you understand? So another one is side hustle mentality. You talked about money the other time.
Yes.
And a lot of people in Nigeria are clamoring that, economy will lay. Tinubu, what are you doing? Do you understand? So a lot of people are just like that. They'll lament about the situation of the country. I'm doing this, I'm not doing that. You understand? Fuel is expensive, food prices is expensive, this and that. But they fail to understand that when you live on just one source of income, you understand, so much pressure will be on that source of income. And it might not meet your needs. Correct? So one of the things one of those survival instincts in Lagos is for you to do or to get a side hustle. Aside from the fact that you have something coming in for you at the end of the month, do you understand? From your major income.
Work.
You understand? Maybe it's 9 to 5, maybe it's a business you're running, maybe it's an artisanship work you're doing. Do you understand? So one of these things, do you understand? You need to get another source of income. Another source of income is that you should get something apart from 9. If you're doing a 9 to 5, you should get something maybe during the weekend. Do you understand? That you do that will give you money, extra cash. Maybe you are doing a 9 to 5. Then during the weekend you are as a young guy you are organizing lesson. You understand? You are coaching all these students that will be at home during that weekend. Every weekend you are going and you are taking classes for them, maybe in English, in mathematics, and you are charging them. Their parents are paying you. You understand? At the end of the month, the parents will pay you 50K, 70K, not just for one kid. You understand? Maybe
Yeah.
for like you gather them like five, six, seven, and you're teaching them during the weekend. That's another act, right?
Yeah.
For someone that is street smart.
Also,
Do you understand?
one more thing. Let me health and well-being
Okay.
in this Lagos. Lagos is full of stress.
Okay.
Lagos can stress you conditionally, unconditionally, knowingly, unknowingly. You will
Okay.
just be feeling it here and there. So maybe another way to manage that aspect, maybe by going to gym, relax, eat
Okay.
good food.
Okay. I was coming to that. Now I think that will fall under networking. Do you understand? Networking, which it will encapsulate everything. Like maybe you are going to the gym to network, or you are going to you are going to a particular event to meet people. You understand? To
Mm.
connect with people. You
Okay.
understand? I
Okay.
was coming to that. So now, before we get there, now let's also talk about this survival instinct. You know, we've talked about smartness. We've talked about side hustle mentality. Now let's talk about recharging your peace. Lagos is noisy, my brother. So find your quiet moment. Whether it's at the gym you just talked about, whether it's in church, whether it's going to the mosque, whether it's Netflix and chill. Do you understand? With someone very dear to you, or just sleep. Do you understand? So these are ways to which you can recharge in a busy Lagos. Do you understand? So you just made mention of health, right? So I think this is where that one will fall in. Recharge and recharge your peace. So it's one thing for you to do what to work and not go to not take care of your health. For instance, you are eating a lot of junks. Do you understand? And you know a lot of junks is not good for someone who is an adult. Do you understand? They are telling you don't drink carbonated drinks. Don't take carbonated drinks. Don't eat junks. Um, don't have late night foods. Do not eat it late in the night. Do you understand? All of these things contribute to your health, all right, and your digestive system. Do you understand? So all of these things that you have stated before still fall on that particular aspect of
Well, what
recharging your
about
peace.
security awareness?
Okay, security. Security is not
Like
part.
security conscious.
Security
In
conscious.
this Lagos, you have to be very, very sharp.
You know, when
Let's
it's
assume you are just going on the street at night, only you.
that's where street smartness comes in. Do you understand?
But not all street guy survive that.
Street smartness comes in when you shine your eyes,
I understand.
when you know your roots, when you know where you're going to, when you hold your belongings tight.
Tight. Very,
You
very
understand? And you know that police is not your friend. You understand? But police is your friend. Do you
well. This is
understand?
our friend.
But you know police is not your friend like that. But police is your friend. Do you understand? So that's just it. That's just the fact. But let's let's move on and let's talk about another one, networking, and of course we have humor and therapy. And don't forget that another hack there is for you to do what, to pray as well. All right, so do you have anyone you can share with our listeners? All right, now let's, before he shares or his opinion, now let's also talk about that we have, you can stream us and you can also be part of this conversation on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, on TikTok, on YouTube, and the phone line to call is 07087233165, and we also have one at MTN 07070633159. And so those are the phone lines for you to call. And on Instagram is Overt News, on Facebook Overt News, on X Overt News NG, TikTok Overt News TV, and YouTube Overt Radio. So those are the where you can reach us out, and let's discuss. Let's make the discussion more interesting. Send in your opinions, and let's get to vibes from here. Now let's go on this quick break. When we come back, the show continues. Stay tuned.